Hello, everybody. It's Stephanie Lodge, the Hug Angel, bringing you another Magdalene Mastery sneak peek with my beautiful Alexandra Wenman. Hi, Alex.
Hi, Stephanie. Thank you for having me, honey.
I'm so glad you're able to come with us today on this little journey of Magdalene Mastery Summit, and just coming into a little bit of a ride with you, so people get an idea of what it's going to be like inside the summit. And I'm so excited that you and I. One of the things I know that we carry together is the message of Magdalene and the angels, and so I know we're going to be covering that in the summit. What are you excited about right now in terms of Magdalene's consciousness coming into the planet? What do you feel is important about that right now for everybody?
Oh my goodness, I feel like she's properly arrived. I mean, she's like literally bang, she's here. I mean, the guidance and the messages and the way that people are really turning into their hearts. It's the way that we've kind of been forced to turn into our hearts, really, haven't we? But I think the overarching theme for me, and also definitely the link where she crosses paths beautifully with the angelic kingdom, is that for me it's all about compassion, having compassion for yourself, having compassion for each other, but sometimes also having that fierce compassion, that fierce compassion that means that if somebody is not working in integrity or doing things or is going off down the wrong track, that you can fiercely stand and say, hey, hang on a minute, this is not okay, but you can do that out of love. We're being asked to really question everything at the moment and come into our truth. And in order to step into your own divine will and authority, sometimes you have to forge a different path to the path that everybody else is taking. And it might be a path that goes against all the opinions of others. And for some, you might look downright mad or like a complete nutter, or you might look like you're not making any sense whatsoever, or people might question your decisions and also your values. But as long as you're remaining really, really true to your heart and you're having that compassion for yourself, you cannot go wrong. As a channel, and like you, Stephanie, I know that we get really, really deep and very clear intuitive insight. And I know that before I make decisions, usually these days, especially because I've made mistakes in the past, I have to think very long and hard and deep before I make any far-reaching decisions that are going to impact my life and the lives of those around me. And Magdalene has been so present through all of it, through anything. It's like receiving a real divine directive straight from the divine feminine. And of course, she's here for all of us. She's not just here for the male or the female. She's here for all of us. And she's really about helping us to have the compassion to love all parts of ourselves, to really come into the balance of the masculine and feminine within us, to birth the holy child within. And so I get, at the moment, she's been working with me, and as I've been working with a lot of my clients, on coming into our core purity. And it's about really, really coming into the purest, most divine essence of ourselves, that diamond soul aspect. And I know that you work on that frequency as well, honey. So I get a lot of synchronicity. I think you mentioned the seraphim a moment before when we were speaking, before coming on. And I've been working with the seraphim and the Elohim and the cherubim, all those angels, for a long time. They are so present right now. And it's this, again, it's this fierceness, this almost Sekhmet, like they come in and they kind of almost sound dragon-like, and they're a bit fiery and fierce.
I liken it to a phoenix energy right now. And what I feel with her too is this Joan of Arc energy coming in. It's almost like an energy of the warrioress a little bit, And
the Valkyrie. I've had the Valkyrie around me all week. It's been incredible. And it really is. It's, we have to sometimes be really fierce. We have to step into that fierceness. I think women especially, because our anger has been so suppressed. But when you step into your fierceness and you become that dragon fire mother, you are protecting the holy child within. You're able to be more protective of that innocent, pure aspect of yourself, which of course is the sensitive, the empath, the light worker in most of us. So she's coming in like fierce mama, but she's sort of getting us to square up to her a bit. She's not, it's like the message isn't, bow to me. It isn't, put me on a pedestal it's be me, it's become me.
Yes.
In all of your depth, in all of your compassion, and in all of your ferocity. Allow yourself to be that, and make no apology in a way.
Yeah, she was the one that really introduced me to step into what she called the graceful authority. So it's like, we know who we are, we have the confidence and conviction to speak our truth and our word, and we don't have an apology about it. We just know that that's the truth, whether people like it or not. But it's also done, of course, with compassion and love, and yet non-compromised, and I think that's really what I'm seeing for myself, at least, as well in the world right now, is just so much confusion, so much distortion, so much misinformation. It's really a war on consciousness.
Really
and I feel that she's coming in to kind of give us a reprieve and a reset and a restorative weekend together, so that we can kind of go, okay, what information's here, connect some dots, and be ready for what's coming, because I do feel that there's a lot more coming into the end of the year, and the Lionsgate on 8/8 is going to be very pivotal. And this is why she had the summit come in specifically now on her feast day, because trust me, the planets are not in alignment for something of this nature in a sense. There's a lot of planets warring right now. So I'm like, really? But this is the time that was needed. It's almost like Michael's sword coming in, right?
You just said it. That's exactly the image I was getting, was Michael's sword. We're almost being, there's extra pressure coming on all of us. We're being tossed about in this tumult of, planets doing whatever they're doing, massive clashes, lots of things. But it's like, where do you find your center in all of this? And when we're going through all of this, and I mean, many of us have been going through this for years in preparation for this time. So we know what it's like. But now we've got the whole planet going through this, and trying to find your center in the midst of all of it, in the midst of other people's agendas, opinions, all these energies, our sensitive little human bodies, and all of them, the karmic imprints, the other timelines, the blueprints, and where the trauma has been held in ourselves. It's all being given a massive shake up. And really, I kind of see it as this, almost like this Kabbalistic equal-armed cross, but light streaming through it. It's like, find your own pole star, find your own due north, hold to your center. And they're giving me the word integrity in all of this, and really, really, really owning and honoring your integrity, because sometimes in order to speak your truth, you're going to come up against a lot of resistance from other people, or you may come up against a lot of fear within yourself. You might go into, I know that I've been going through massive amounts of terror leading up to a huge challenge I've had this week, but it was all about standing in my truth. And the more you can hold that center and almost sit back and become the observer, see if you can observe what's going on in the body from the perspective of the divine self, and kind of be like, oh, the human self is thinking this, and the human self is wanting to do that, but the sovereign self knows, the sovereign self trusts, the sovereign self is aligned, and is, in that alignment, is able to almost shake off what's coming up through the cells without necessarily needing to go into a story. I think as humans, we go a lot into a story. We need to know a reason. It has to make sense. And that's important. But now we're getting to such a level of consciousness where those of us who have kind of gone through the past lives, they're not even in the past lives, future lives, all the timelines, all the karma, then the collective stuff, then the global grids, then all of that. We're coming to a level now where there's stuff coming up to release that will not make any logical sense to us. And that's the expansion of consciousness, because it leaves this huge question mark over why. Why are we here? Why is this happening? Why am I feeling this way? What am I doing? Who am I? And obviously that then stretches us into the holographic soul arena, where we can really just be and just get into the flow and sit back and trust and allow things to unfold, and let the divine work through us, if you will. And it will never steer you wrong if you really trust it.
It's interesting as you're speaking, I'm realizing what this really is, and the summit is, and what we're going to be doing is what I call harmonic alignment, light optimization, or halo, right? So it's this idea of coming into the many facets and many faces of this beautiful unsung heroine, which is really what Magdalene is to me, is just the unseen and the unsung. She's coming now into this rising of being seen in the world and representing the sacred feminine, the sovereign feminine, really. And I find that what's going to be so powerful about having you and others in the summit is everybody's going to come with their vibration of what they've already worked on and all the levels, that we've already managed to resolve, let's say. And it's almost like a cellular entrainment. Like you go through each session with each person and you're going to get a little bit more of clarity and clearing and healing perhaps. And I'm just so excited for everybody stepping in, because I think it's a wonderful opportunity for all of us to come together in a more unified state and represent that unified state as this loving mother energy, because there's so much fiercity of separation and polarity right now. Don't you feel, as far as like just amplified to the point where else can we go at this point?
We can't hide from ourselves any longer. And where we might have suppressed core parts of our true self in favor of like personality traits or beliefs or programs that have been our life raft or our crutch for a long time. When you come into that, the purity of that true self, you can't hide from it anymore. And it does actually, in a weird way, it does feel like we're in the death throes. I actually felt in the last 2 weeks like I was facing so much fear and grief and just this outpouring. And it felt like I kind of got up, I kept getting the phoenix and I kept getting all these symbols of death. And I kept getting this, we're exiting one paradigm and entering another. But between the old and the new, it feels like this void that we have to cross. It's like crossing the river Styx to get to the other side and facing all your deepest fears. And it's about really letting go. And I kept getting like, it was all the symbolism was like I'd finish like a tube of toothpaste, and then my deodorant ran out, and then my hair products ran out. Everything was ending. Everything was finishing with me. Even the little stupid things in my bathroom, that like the everyday thing of like, what does this mean? I'm running out of everything. That it's like running out of time in a way, because time is becoming multidimensional and holographic, and the end of the Mayan calendar. And I spoke about this on your last one. It's like we're stepping out of time, where we're becoming limitless, really, and we already are, but we're realizing that.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. We're going beyond time, really. So it's just we're getting that 0 point presence and what I call the sovereign state, where we create everything in the real moment. And I feel that this. It's interesting you're saying. It's almost like, okay, get on your floaties, get on your little life jacket, because we're going to go for a ride here again. And I remember Angelic Summit, when you were with us, there was a lot of like preparation, like a wave is coming. And the angels were saying, a wave is coming, get ready. And I brought in all of you, 23 of you to come in and prepare us. And then, of course, COVID hit. So
that was when we were talking about the changing of the guard, weren't we? I channeled this whole thing on the tube. And I was like, Gabriel says it's the changing of the guard, and and it's happening within us as well as external to us. And what we'll find, what I sincerely believe we're going to find in the coming months and even years, is that anything that is anyone not acting in their integrity is going to have to really face what they're doing. It's all going to happen. It will happen on a personal level for most people. We have to remember that every one of us is a human, and it's all of us together. So even if there's all this discord and judgment going on, try to stand firm to your truth, but not to go into the anger, not to go into the fear. You can have clean anger, but I feel don't go into the fear. Don't think, all these people are evil and they're all trying to kill us. There's a lot of that going on. I mean, there's some truth maybe to that. But I tend to think, well, every human being is a human being. And if we send love, and we ask to send love to the root cause of the fear and to the discord, whoever it is or wherever it's coming from, even if it's coming from a malevolent consciousness, which on many levels it is, some of these malevolent consciousnesses are actually created by fear. They're actually created by our collective thought programs.
Of course.
So I do it with everything. Just send love back, unconditional love, fierce love, but unconditional love right back to the source of it.
Yeah, what I realized, at least for me, what this was bringing up for me, is kind of the anchor point of this summit, was the idea that when we're a child, one of the core original wounds or fears that sets in is, are these people going to take care of me? Am I going to survive this? Are they capable of helping me survive? Because we're so helpless, like little babies. And if we go through anything that we hear a loud noise or parents fighting or whatever, it's like, oh my God, who are these people? Are they crazy? Am I going to survive this? And we're completely helpless and hopeless. So it's almost like that core wound at the center of most people is now coming up at the collective level, because it's like, are these people who are in our authority, right? They're authority figures. Yeah. Are they capable of taking care of us, or are they dangerous? And I think this is the main one that everybody's really processing collectively right now, because it comes down to, we either believe we live in a benevolent universe, right, conspiring for us, or not. And I truly feel Magdalene's coming in to support us, to soothe us, to help us really remember who we are and the power that we are as celestial beings in human form. I think that's why it's a celestial embodiment experience overall, the summit. And I'm really excited to have you specifically talking about, your connection to the angels as well, and all of the levels of how you bring in the divine feminine and the sacred angelic arts, because that is going to, I think, open up a lot of minds to so much more element of who they are than, their kind of narrow framework, right? It's like, we want to go broad bandwidth. So that's going to be really exciting. And the other thing I want to share with everybody is, it's not just a summit to come in and receive. You're going to be giving. You're going to become like what I call an angelic activist, in the sense, because when you come into the summit, you're actually helping women and children in crisis, specifically children. And this is going to be because we're giving percentage of proceeds to them. So I just want to say, Alexandra, before we end today, I'm so grateful for you. You've been such a stellar support for me. And I know that, such a good friend, and it's just been such a blessing to have your wisdom, that precious wisdom, as you call it, and to have that love that you are. And I know how strong you are. And I know there's so much coming through you to give all of us strength and perseverance during these trying times. So everybody, I just want to say, give Alex a big hug from me to you, and from you to them, and you to her, and everybody hugging right now.
Well, I need to say back at you, you have been an amazing support, and gosh, you're going to make me get teary now. I mean, this is the thing, isn't it? We're coming into the real core sludgy depths of all our crevices are being like flushed with light, and having really good support network is so important, especially when you're really on the same page, even if you're on the other side of the planet, just to know that we have beautiful support teams in place. Yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous. And thank you for hosting these gorgeous summits, Stephanie. I just love what you're doing, and I think it's wonderful, and I'm happy and proud to be part of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. So I just want to leave everybody with how you can be part of this. So if you're finding, our summit through Alexandra's page, of course, she'll have her link at the top of the page, and you can click there. If you're finding this through Angelic Academy, you'll find the link on our page. But either way, what I know is we're going to be inviting you into a private social network called the Angelhood. You'll be getting tons of free bonuses with your summit purchase. You'll be getting, of course, all recordings. Oops, I'm hitting my mic. All recordings of audio and video of the summit. So if you can attend live with us, which again, this is rare because we're doing this live first. Everybody's pretty much live, other than I think one talk, which is Kathleen McGowan, because she has her own retreat going on this weekend. But otherwise, you'll have an opportunity to ask questions live, which is great. So you can come in live. And again, if you're getting this on demand, that's awesome too, because this is evergreen information that will benefit you for years to come. So know that you'll get all the recordings. And if you are in the Clubhouse app, we did add a new musical experience. It's a Magdalene musical celebration on Clubhouse, again, benefiting women and children. And you can come into that on the Clubhouse app Thursday night, 7 p.m. Pacific, and that will be to bring together the music and the sounds of Magdalene. And so just know that that's an additional free concert for everybody, whether you can come to the summit or not. I just want you to know there is a container for you to celebrate Magdalene regardless. Just get on the Clubhouse app and you can find details about the concert on our page, magdalenemastery.com. Okay, everybody, I think that's it. Alex, I just want to say thank you. Thank you again for taking this time out of your schedule. I know you're busy this week. I know we're going to see you. I think when is your talk? I have to have that. I don't know if I even have that up.
I'm the 25th. I know that it's, I think, 6 p.m. London time.
Okay.
So hang on, I can
pull it up too. Bear with us,
Like,
everybody.
where is it? Where is it?
I should have had that up right away.
So 10 a.m. Pacific time, 1 p.m. is it Eastern time? ET, extraterrestrial.
I think
And 6
yeah.
p.m. London time on the 25th.
Yeah, I think that's right. Yeah, the 25th for sure. And no, is it the 25th? Hold on. Is it? Yes, 25th, 10 a.m. Pacific. Yes, so you're right. 1 p.m. Eastern, and that's your 6 p.m.
My 6 p.m. in London,
Okay.
yeah, in the UK.
Glad I got that squared away.
Yeah.
And the schedule again is online. So everybody, just thank you again for joining us live. I'm so glad you were able to come in here briefly with us and learn a little bit about the summit, just to get a little morsel, as I say. And we hope that you can attend. We really, really are excited. Today's the last day you can get your passes to be part of it tomorrow morning. It starts tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Pacific, Thursday the 22nd. So definitely get your passes today if interested. And I hope to see you inside, because this will be a life-changing, I promise you, a life-changing event for so many. And you will be really anchoring your light with this amplified field of consciousness to support in service to humanity and, of course, serving the children as well. So thank you again, Alex. I'll see you soon. I'll see you on Sunday. I have to figure out what's the date. It's so timeless now. It's hard to track the times, right? All right. I love you, honey. Thank you again.
Love to everyone. Thank you.
Lovely, lovely. Bye, everybody. Big hugs.